Today we're talking about DJI RS3 Mini versus the DJI Ronin SC. This is a freer gimbal. This is a brand new gimbal. They both have a 2 kilogram payload, and they're pretty similar in price because the SC you can still buy for €359, similar in dollars, and the brand new RS3 Mini from DJI you can buy for €399. So that's like a €40 difference. And they have a few differences between them, but nothing that would actually say, Phil, keep the SC, don't upgrade to the RS3 Mini, because I think the RS3 Mini is a fantastic gimbal. It is using third generation stabilization, whereas the Ronin SC, much like the Ronin S, are using first gen stabilization. And the RS3 Mini does have super smooth, so it's extra super duper smooth, making it a fantastic little travel gimbal. It does not come apart like the SC because you can take the handle off the bottom of the SC and the tripod. With the RS3 Mini, you can only take off the tripod, but it's still very small and very compact. It's compact! It comes in at 850 grams, whereas the SC comes in at 1.1 kilograms. The SC does have what is wrong with my tongue today? Active Track 3. The RS3 Mini, I should give up. Does not have any active track at all. Is that something I use a lot? Not on the SC or the S, because you have to connect your mobile phone to it for it to work. And it doesn't always work too great, because you kind of have to zoom in the image, and it's weird. This has no active track. It is a basic, normal little gimbal that you just pick up, you use. And that's it. You don't really need much more from this gimbal. If it did have active track on the screen, that would be amazing. It really would be awesome. You cannot connect a focus motor to the RS3 Mini. You can connect the DJI focus motor to this. Now, this has two RSA connections on the side, whereas this has a NATO. I mean, you can connect so many things via the NATO. And it has USB-C for your camera control, but it also has Bluetooth. So you have Bluetooth shutter control. You press the record button, connect it to your camera via Bluetooth, and you don't need any cables. This does not have Bluetooth. They both charge in about 2.5 hours, which is really great. That's pretty fast. And the RS3 Mini lasts about 10 hours, give or take. The SC will last an hour longer, 11 hours. So, tiny bit of difference in terms of how long they'll last. Has anybody held gimbal for 10 hours? I mean, even myself with my huge guns here, there's no chance of me holding a gimbal with a 2 kilogram payload for 2 hours. Will it hold a 2 kilogram payload? You can check in my video. It did hold my Sony a7S III and the IREX Cine lens, which is 2 kilograms in payload, and it did a fantastic job. We are going to test both of these walking and running, just so you can see which one's smoother, because it's not about what they can really do. It's about what they can really do. What I mean by that, it's not talking about all the stuff and the features. At the end of the day, is how smooth is this gimbal? When it comes to maximum rotation, controllable rotation, this does 360 degrees in 1 second. This does 180 degrees in 1 second. So it's a bit slower. The motors have come a long way in 3 years. These little motors here are packing so much of a punch that they do the same as these quite much bigger motors, It's a lot. It's come a long way. I love that they both have axis locks, because the Ronin S did not have that, and that is the most annoying thing in the world. But it does make you become a phantom Jedi balancer. So balancing this and this is really, really simple. They both have quick release plates, whereas the Mini 3, right here, the RS3 Mini 3, does have a dual layer quick release plate. Boom! It has a little 1.4-inch LCD screen, so you can control everything on that screen. This has nothing. It's basically just got 3 little green lights that tell you, what mode you're in, and that's it. It has a little battery light at the bottom. This will tell you what the battery is. It's got a little percentage. It's a brand new, improved, tiny gimbal that more or less does what this does. I mean, have I ever used Active Track? Yeah, I used it once or twice with the phone, but it was the most annoying thing in the world. It works really well on the RS2 Pro and the RS3 Pro, but on that, with the phone, don't do it. Anyway, let's go and do some tests so you can see exactly how these both handle. And I'm sorry for my tongue today, it's tongue twisters. Right, now let's be honest here. Both these gimbals do a fantastic job. They're both very smooth, and even the Ronin SC, being a first-gen stabilization gimbal, still does a really good job. It's a little bit maybe rough on the edges, where the RS3 Mini is very, very smooth. But being truthful and 100% clear, both of them do a great job. It's just the Mini is a little bit more practical. So that's not too bad, right? I mean, the SC still does a good job. But this, in a smaller package, I believe is doing a better job. I just feel it's working a little bit better. The motors are a little bit, it does what I want. They both work via the Ronin app, by the way. But like I said, Active Track on here, no Active Track. And apart from that, all the features are the same via the app. It does the same kind of stuff. This will go into flashlight mode with no problem. This, every time it just hits the back of the camera, I have to take off the eyepiece, and even then it still hits it sometimes. So the maneuverability of the RS3 Mini with the camera on and a full setup with 2470, it just works really, really nicely. I feel that the locks and moving everything around is a lot simpler, and above all, this has native vertical mode. So you can basically take off the plates and put it in vertical mode, and you're filming for 2023 with your social media setup. Everything's all done. By the way, this goes from -10 Celsius to 45. This goes from -20 to 45, so 10 degrees less. But I've had this in minus, I think, 12 or 13, and it did fine. You can push it below the limit, and it should do fine. As long as, you keep it warm before you go out there. If it's frozen, it's going to have a hard time, much like drone batteries. So at the end of the day, if I had to choose between these, if I had a choice, I'd go for this. And if I had to upgrade between the SC and this, I mean, if I'm a wedding filmmaker, or if I'm doing some kind of vanity project, if I'm a YouTuber, if I'm a creator, the fact that you can switch from landscape, horizontal to portrait, vertical mode like that, without the need of any other, stuff, is fantastic. The LCD screen makes it really easy to use. The motors are really powerful. It just feels like the difference in the 3 years from the first generation to the third generation stabilization has done a lot. So if you have any questions at all, by the way, drop them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It would be really cool to have you, in the community. And if you do like my film, please give me a thumbs up. Links are down below if you want to purchase this, or if you want to go back in time, Back to the Future, and pick this up, there'll be a link down below as well. Fun stuff. Catch you guys on the next one.